The battlefield still smoked beneath a dying sun. Craters smoldered, and the iron-scented wind wailed like the ghosts of the fallen. Ethan Cade, medic, soldier, and perhaps the last sane man in the 6th Earthborne Battalion, limped across the blood-soaked plains of Keldros 6. The war with the Thalari Empire had raged for years, but nothing had prepared him for today's massacre. His HUD flickered. Life signs 1. Faint. Just up ahead. Ethan forced his aching body forward. Among a heap of wreckage, alien metal and collapsed sandskin tents, lay a woman in silver and red armor. Not human. Tall, with violet skin, white silver hair matted with blood, and a jagged gash down her side. Furry. But not just any. The crest etched into her breastplate made his breath catch. Queen. Ethan paused, torn between duty and survival instinct. She was their enemy. Yet no enemy would crawl into their own lines half dead. She hadn't come to kill. She had come to die. Damn it, he muttered, slinging his rifle. Not today. He knelt beside her. Her eyelids fluttered. Even unconscious, her face radiated strength and sorrow, like someone who had lost 1,000 lives and bore the memory of each. He applied pressure to her wound, sealed it with med foam, then lifted her in his arms. She groaned. "You're gonna make it," he said, more to himself than her. "Don't die on me, Your Highness." 2 months later. Hidden Moon Bastion Neutral Space. The Queen of the Thalari, Syraxa Valen, awoke to the scent of antiseptic and the soft beeping of medical monitors. Her first instinct was to summon her guards. Her second was to stand and fight. But she couldn't move. Her body, still healing, trembled. She glanced sideways. He was there. The human. Sitting in a corner chair. His chin resting on his chest, asleep. Unshaven. Dressed in old soldier fatigues. He looked ordinary. Not like the monsters her people painted in wartime tales. "You saved me," she whispered hoarsely. Ethan stirred. His eyes met hers. "You're awake," he said gently. "Took you long enough." "Why? Why did I save you?" he asked. "You weren't trying to kill anyone. You were crawling away from the front. I figured. Everyone deserves one more chance." She stared at him, unsure if she should hate him or be grateful. "You are a fool," she said. "I get that a lot." Weeks passed. Syraxa remained under care, her body regaining its strength. And through it all, Ethan remained close, always calm, always kind. They spoke little at first, but slowly she began to share. How she had tried to end the war with diplomacy. How the male Thalari generals had viewed her as weak. How a coup had ousted her from the throne and cast her to the front lines to die. Ethan listened. He told her of Earth, of the death of his sister, of the senseless battles fought for power-hungry leaders. And then one day, she laughed at one of his terrible jokes. It was the first time in years she'd laughed. That night, when the storm howled outside their bunker walls, Syraxa came to him. She wore no armor, no regality, just vulnerability. A silence between them, full of unsaid truths and shifting breaths, led to a moment neither could take back. In each other they found what war had stolen: tenderness, healing, humanity. 3 months later. She stood at the cliff edge, hands cradling her belly. "I'm with child," she said without turning. Ethan's heart stopped. "Is it?" "Yes. Yours." He stepped beside her, silence thick between them. "I didn't mean for this," she said. "But I don't regret it." "Neither do I." She looked up at him. "I must return." "Return," he echoed, dread swelling in his chest. "To my people. The throne still stands. Poisoned, yes, but vulnerable. And if I do not reclaim it, my child will be born into a world of chaos. Ethan swallowed. Then I'm coming with you. She smiled faintly. No, Ethan. You would not survive the court. You are earthborn. Human. They will see you as weakness. Then let them see. She hesitated. Syraxa, he said firmly. I didn't carry you from death just to lose you to politics. Return to Thalarion Prime. The royal citadel loomed like a jagged crown above the capital. Syraxa stood before its gates, Ethan at her side, the seal of the queen stitched onto her cloak. The people gathered, some gasping, others falling to their knees. Her betrayal had been exposed. Her survival a miracle. Resistance was fierce. Generals rose against her. Ethan fought beside her in the palace corridors, blaster in hand, every move to protect her. In the end, her courage and lineage won out. The Thalari Council reinstated her as ruler, but with terms. The child would be raised Thalari, without human influence. Ethan was to leave. You are a hero, Ethan Cade, one of the elders said. But you are not of this world. Syraxa wept that night. They say I can keep my throne or keep you. He held her close. Then keep the throne. Rule well. Raise our child strong. That's what matters. 2 years later, Earth Colony Outpost. Ethan never expected to see her again. But on the 2nd anniversary of her return, a ship descended over the outpost, sleek and familiar. From it emerged Syraxa, regal as ever, but beside her walked a small child with violet skin and Ethan's eyes. Syraxa knelt. This is your father, she whispered to the boy. The child looked up at Ethan, unsure, curious. Ethan dropped to his knees. Hey, little warrior. The boy's hand reached for his. And in that touch, Ethan felt the promise of everything he'd fought for. Peace, love, legacy. Syraxa looked at him. We are ready now. The council has changed. The child's future is no longer bound by bloodline alone. He blinked. You mean? She nodded. Come home, Ethan. With us. Nding. Ethan stepped aboard the royal ship with his son in his arms and Syraxa at his side. As the engines roared and Earth shrank behind them, he realized something. Sometimes, destiny isn't found on the battlefield or in the halls of power. Sometimes it begins with a wounded enemy, carried to safety, and ends with a family forged across stars.